for Omar, but this time he's reunited with his buddy Omar's techies, which we thought had a lot of kill potential in the lane. On paper it did. In execution, it did not in game number 1. So there's one thing to look at. And secondly, what is the skill build for Noob? Because I have seen these 404s. I've also seen 131s coming out where they just get those points in power shot. How would you play this mid in the Wind Ranger? Would you really value that power shot, Fear?
Oh God, and I hope I'm not playing mid in this game. Like that's not a role that I practice at all. So anyway, I think for the most part, like you can pick whatever skills you want on Wind Ranger. I see a lot of 1-1 for. I think it's pretty dumb to not get a single point in power shot because that at least is going to secure you range creeps or creeps you otherwise might not get. As far as what he skills, I don't think it matters at the end of the day. As long as he has a point in everything, should be fine. We did see this matchup where 9 favored the Timber into the Wind Ranger as well, but this time Quest gave him the matchup, so he's very comfortable in this matchup. He's very happy with how this one's going to go out, and it's normally pretty even until that level 5 level, especially that level 6 mark, and then Wind Ranger feels like she continuously needs help. And I believe it was Stormstormer that was playing. It was Stormstormer, yes. Yeah, and 9 looked really good on it, so we'll have to see how well this one does. The only critique I do have right now, and I'm not 100% like confident in saying that this Visage was the wrong pick, but I believe there's an Underlord in the game, which I feel like would have 100% been the correct pick against the Morphling. I'm a bit concerned at this Visage lane versus Morphling, but 33, a fantastic Visage player. We'll see what he can do with this overall last pick, and what type of impact it will end up having, especially in the laning stage, because it doesn't feel like TA2000 is going to get pressured that hard by a Visage.
Yeah, and as we say that, it already takes a huge soul assumption there with pretty much max agi.
Yeah, that'll happen, but you're just gonna regen. He's already back to full. If you can manage to make it to minute 3 and get the raindrops off a couple more points into the attribute shift, he'll be completely fine.
Yeah, 33 also has to be careful on the Visage too, because level 1 Visage, 1 armor. Those creeps hurt like hell, so you might end up losing this trade-off versus a Morphling if you're just soaking up aggro from the creeps the whole time. So you wanna find a good balance of poke and farm without losing too much HP yourself, because the attack range on Visage has always been a bit troublesome. It's not the longest of attack ranges, and you're not going to get much out of your soul assumption unless you're poking, so you will end up on the receiving end as well. And looking up this mid matchup, Matt's also pointing out this is probably the matchup to be watching out. 2 points in power shot already. Tying up with CS is 9 and Noob.
This matchup will get better as 9 will put 2 points into the reactive armor. And I think at this point he's going to be very difficult to harass down. And if you are going for that Atos build that most Wind Rangers like to go for, you are going to be missing a lot of damage to kill the Timbersaw. So I'm curious to see, is that Atos so good that even versus a Timbersaw, you're going to skip other items? I think we talked about before, this could be a good game for like the Diffusal Blade on the Wind Ranger. Also gives a lot of stats and damage, and if you just burn all of the mana from the Timbersaw, that could give you an earlier spike to be able to play Dota a bit faster against this hero. Because we all know Timbersaw in the mid lane.
Yeah, that is also a good point that you brought up with that Underlord. Not only just the Morphling, but also the Wind Ranger. Like, this hero barely would do any damage if the Underlord was around. So all the problems now that they really have is just dispose of this Timbersaw. If Timber's going to be on top of us, try to poke, try to keep it at distance, find a good balance there. And you're still going to be dealing max out damage on all of these heroes on the side of Tundra, that they are somewhat soft. Silencer, if you can catch the Caudal, those are pretty easy kills you can look for. And timing focus fire, where you're really going to be bursting down in these fights. Do you prioritize the Seeker? Do you more want to focus on that Timber?
Yeah, we'll have to leave that to our panel later to see if Underlord was the right pick or not, as we were just humble casters.
We are just humble, indeed. Put in our place, indeed. No kills yet. I'm still waiting for the first blood to happen. But at least everyone is, you know, testing the waters. Supports on both sides, just giving a bit of poke. Looking forward to that. 6-minute power rune action in the mid lane.
And this Visage is doing really well right now as well. Gonna get to spam a lot of soul assumptions with the help of Saksa, having the mana available. Doing a little bit of an audible as far as the skill build goes. It did get nerfed recently, but I still see a lot of Coddle players still go for that blinding light. But in this game, going 2 points in Illuminate, really just trying to apply the pressure to the Morphling and add on that nuke damage.
Yeah, and also be able to farm this easy camp a little bit too.
This build is traditionally known, or historically known, for griefing your offlaner. You basically become the core at one point with all the CS you get, and you take away a lot of that farm from your offlaner. But in this situation, 33, he's still 21-9. You got 13 CS on Saksa. You are doing so well on this top lane. Everyone's farming. Saksa's farming, 33's farming. This lane, so far, so good.
And also talking about Saksa, it was something I mentioned in the last cast we had when we were casting Tundra. He, in the Berlin Major, was ranked #1 among all supports in gold as percentage of team total. So he definitely loves his farm as a position 4, and this Coddle, just another indicator to it.
It's also stacking up as well in the triangle. I'm looking at Noob a little bit here in the mid lane. He's got a crown purchased, but he also has a javelin queued up. So going for a bit of a hybrid build here. He also realizes, yeah, he needs to do something about this Timber coming up soon with this focus fire. So maybe this javelin will just be a casual javelin straight into that Atos right after. We'll have to see, as both heroes hit level 6 here.
Yeah,
Nine a little bit low on
lacking on mana. Yeah, he's got boots coming on the courier, no extra regen. And no supports really heading over to mid except for Saksa. You could just stack these camps, head over to the top half, open up 9 to steal away the action rune in bottom. Noob's already making his way in here, but Saksa's gonna take away the haste rune. That's a pretty big rune for the Wind Ranger, not to have. Although he does lack on some of the damage. 33, doesn't get hit by the power shot. Good movement there. Soul Assumption onto Kaori. And this Phoenix looks like he's going to be done for. And 33.
That's first blood.
First blood for Tundra.
The one lane we haven't really looked at throughout this whole series has been the Skeeter lane. But it's been Amar and Omar in the past 2 games kind of bullying him. But the tables have turned here as Skeeter now doing well in the laning stage, slightly winning over Amar. Amar's still having a fine laning stage.
He's just vibing, you know, skeet.
Yeah, but it feels like in the last couple of games there, Skeeter just
33 though, he's not enjoying it all. Payback.
Not enjoying that one. And this, I believe, is the timing where things are a bit awkward if you're Visage. Because you are level 4. Morphling is now level 5.5, almost level 6.
He's got can't really contest Morph anymore.
No, you can. He's got 6 raindrops, 2 healing lotuses, and a magic wand that's over halfway full. You're not really harassing Morph anymore. Morph will free farm for the entirety of this laning stage. That first blood was great to get, but you really want your level 6 this Visage. So that was a costly death.
Definitely do. And also now the Morphling is ramping up, just going to be denying even more creeps away from this Visage. But on the positive side for Tundra, 33 did get a good start for the early minutes, because say if he had like 20, 25 CS at this point and no kill, that lane is just, you know, you can't even get there anymore. And Morphling's just denying every single creep away from you. Your attack animation sucks versus Morph, your damage sucks against the Morph.
Yeah, they're quite fortunate their early game. The first, like, 4 minutes of the laning stage went better than I expected. But they have this huge stack here where maybe Visage will come and... Clearly he's not going to take the stack, but he's going to take mid lane as Timber will take the stack.
Smart idea to swap around the roles. I mean, the Visage knows he can't really battle it out anymore, so Nine's just going to take over top. I like this idea of swapping the lanes at this point.
No, it's really smart. I think
it's really playing into the Visage, because the Timber doesn't mind.
Yeah, he doesn't mind. He wants to go farm those stacks pretty soon, so he's going to shove out the top lane, apply some fake pressure here, and then probably just go back and farm up the stacks. Most likely.
Amar with Amar. Level 6 almost up on the Bloodseeker. One more creep for the Rupture, but they're going to try to poke back before it's too late. Noob's also here.
Fast.
but just can't get there. Yeah, that's a race car. They're fighting, or were fighting in the top lane. That Phoenix forced away to the high ground, TP's away. Skitter's really going on a skeet run right now. Try to catch this guy.
I mean, Soxa able to get one more stack on the big camp in the jungle here. This is going to be something to keep an eye on, for sure, in the Radiant triangle area. They have so many stacks here. When do they want to do them is the question.
Yeah, and Visage just closing up on level 6 now. Amar getting a jump on snaking and finding potentially a kill of the silencer. The disarm is really good, and this Bloodseeker...
It is really annoying too.
Yeah, it's disarmed again. What can you do? Skitter's just running around in circles, hoping to help his buddy out, but one disarm to another disarm, and silencer ends up going down. Meanwhile, 33, he has hit level 6 in mid, so birds are online. Has the phylactery too.
Man, look at Nine's net worth now. After clearing all these stacks in this jungle, they gave him solo EXP to boot on top of it. Now level 10, comparatively to Noob, his counterpart. It might be going down here.
Eventually, silencer at least an easy kill, but Noob will go down as a trade-off. And a silence as well into Amar, but he does manage to place down a mine. Skitter doesn't want to extend that far, knowing that the Mars is also going to be around. Holding on to that value point, potentially dropping down an Arena of Blood if necessary. Otherwise, just max farm. He is the least farmed core in this game on this Mars. But we've seen from game to game that Mars can, or Amar can still bounce back pretty easily. Nine, though, diving under the tower, looking for Phoenix here. We'll slow him down, but nah. That's all they do. That's all they do. They just slow him down.
They even brought Noob for that one. I think maybe he was expecting Carry to get his egg off, buy some time, but he just went down without using the egg. That was kind of like a max range Whirling Death AoE there. Probably didn't expect it. Ends up wasting the Wind Ranger's time there, and 9 continues to grow. Level 11 compared to the level 8 of Noob there.
Yeah, 3 level advantage to the next. That's sick.
It's because of all those stacks he's given, all the free farm, they can't really contest him right now. Level 11 at 11 minutes is absolutely insane farm. You're free farming everything plus more.
And the rest of your team is farming too, so big advantage brewing up for Tundra. 3k lead, setting up in mid for 33, but they don't have the mobility on Amar and Noob. Catch Visage on time. Tundra really setting up their game pretty nicely here, but Quest, how do they answer this? Morphling timing? They want to play earlier. I'm pretty sure they do want to, but how do they approach that? Does Amar have to be more aggressive on the Mars and play around him?
Yeah, this is just like normal Quest gameplay. It's slightly different because Amar is going for Lotus Orb. First item. Just brown boots Lotus Orb. Not his normal Blink Dagger. But I think Quest is a team that's really happy with TA2000 just hitting creeps. Tundra is a team that is more about... Okay.
The attempt on the Bloodseeker looking pretty good so far. Skitter going to be dropping down as Amar finishes him off. And off to a trade. 1-for-1, core for core. They will get the Wind Ranger as a return, and that's another kill for 9. It does hurt to lose the Bloodseeker, but this Timbersaw, his stonks are just rising the whole time.
He is incredibly large on this Timbersaw. I wouldn't be surprised if this is like, on this patch, one of the most farmed, if not the most farmed Timbersaw we have seen. Can't get much better for him. And I like what 33 is doing here as well. Unless he switched it up. He's going for an Atos. We talked about how the control is very limited.
So something that I almost never look in Dota, but look at XP per minute. Look at that gap between Timber and the next hero. That is just wild. 650 experience per minute.
This is what happens when you have a completely free lane, a good lane matchup. You have a good game, you get some kills. But more than anything, Soxa. It all goes back to those stacks. And here's the thing, most of the time people stay next to you and share that EXP, but they gave them solo EXP. Some of it gets shared automatically just because of how they changed stacking, and stacking gives EXP to the stacker now. So on top of that, just this game of Timber is just accelerated. But this hero is very notorious for having great starts. But if you feel
Dowdy finish.
vulnerable and you die a couple times, you're giving that gold right back. You're giving that EXP right back.
Might be something that, you know, Quest has picked up on the way. You know, money in the bank strat, maybe XP in the bank strat in this case.
Speaking of EXP in the bank, Kaori stole the enemy Wisdom Rune.
Very important. Both Wisdom Runes going in the way of Quest. And, yep. Levels are building up nicely on their side too, even though they are a little bit behind. Not too badly, though. Looking for Kaori in the top lane is 9. Another Chakram is available. Does he have the damage to kill? Oh, he doesn't even connect. He doesn't have an area to click because the Phoenix is already off of the map.
That's one thing I thought they might change with the new patch, but no, they made flying off the map as prevalent as ever. Just a feature of heroes like Phoenix.
Great way to escape from heroes because they don't have an area to click on their screen. They literally can't click anyone that deep. What do you do?
Phoenix players would be in shambles if they couldn't stun rain TP off the map.
Yeah.
You can't upset the Phoenix community, which I believe is a pretty large community. Out of all like master tier type of heroes I see in my games, I think Phoenix is up there.
Yeah, the Phoenix really community. I love how you put it. It sounds like some kind of underworld criminal gang.
It's more like the bird community. It's like all the Phoenix players that are Grandmaster Phoenix are also Grandmaster Wyverns for some reason. I really like to get inside the lore there.
Does that mean we're going to be seeing more 9 mid-Phoenix?
I mean, 9 is not an enjoyer of spamming heroes, but he is an enjoyer of
blowing up
killing mid-heroes in like 2 seconds. You know, Timbersaw is a universal hero that doesn't abuse.
That explains, right?
Yeah, I mean, no, not really, right? Because this hero doesn't particularly use stats that much. But it feels like with this patch, Whirling Death now makes universal heroes lose 5% of each attribute. Oh, I see. So they changed Whirling Death.
Yep, and meanwhile bottom Mars is being focused on, but nope. I'm out of here. Omar just TP's back home. Yeah, Whirling Death, it's a little bit different, yeah.
Yeah, so Whirling Death can slay universal heroes now as well. Not just strength heroes.
Spotted, no waveform, but do they have the control? No. They could have used Global Silence, but I guess 9 was so low on mana that they didn't want to take advantage of it. Probably could have been, I don't know, just saying. Maybe they could have gotten a kill with Global there.
Oh, 9 got most of those. With an ancient stack. And he's gonna finish him off. He's like, nobody's gonna be farming stacks but me this game. As he continues to just walk across and terrorize the map here. How do you kill this guy? Going into a Sange next.
XP per minute's now up to over 700. And 10k net worth at 17 minutes, which is usually the net worth you're looking at on hard carries that are online and farm pace. Like 16 to 18 minutes, 10k barrier. That usually says that this hero is doing a pretty fine job of free farming. Then you add up that he's level 15 right now. He's zoned out, forces out the Phoenix Egg. A lot of Quest heroes coming into the rescue.
This is looking like the last time we saw 9 play this Timbersaw against the Wind Ranger, where Wind Ranger's just running around, not really sure what to do. Meanwhile, 9 is just killing everything, walking where he wants. I feel like Noob doesn't know exactly what his place in this game is. Bought the casual crown, but he got the shift off. He should be okay, honestly.
Trying to kill the Morphling here, but it's going to be an attempt. He is clipped, though, has a TP available, but Amar and Kaori both arriving for the rescue here. So Global expended, no kill happening. No Timbersaw around.
I think Kaori needs to come up with a new game plan here. I don't think this is going to be one of those games like last game where he can just AFK farm a Hex. He's got it queued up again. He's hitting creeps again. But this is a completely different type of game. We'll see if he can do it.
Stacking up to kill the Timbersaw, and let's see if it works out. It's going to take some time, but they have plenty of damage to deal, and they look to be successful. Timber Saw taken down for the first time this game, and they will also get a response out of the Phoenix on the other side of the map. 33, you're going to call a bit of a pause and a bit of a breather too. So 9, he gets to let out that sigh of, I wouldn't say relief, but just a sigh that, oh man, maybe I am not immortal.
That's always the scary part when you Timber. It's like you fall into a trap, right? Like you're so strong in the early game, everyone runs away from you in the mid game, that you're kind of like cruise control, right? And you're just like, huh, nobody can kill me. I can just do whatever I want. And you keep going with that mentality, then you forget to check the timer. It's almost 20 minutes now. Maybe you can't be there by yourself against 3 to 4 heroes.
Casually forgot to look at the time. It's like, all right, you know, this game feels like it's over.
You get like a bit of a god complex. I swear to God, Timber players have a god complex. And only the best of them.
Timbers and Bristleback players, like they're diving your tier 3 tower at 10 minutes. It's like, oh, it's always these two type of guys.
And then the moment they die, typically they blame everyone else but themselves. You gotta play the role, you know.
Oh, that is so true.
It is so true, yeah.
But Tundra holding on to a 4,000 net worth lead. Quest gonna have to play a little bit from behind, not too much, but see if they can find a weakness, a chink in the armor off of Tundra. Build up that reverse sweep. Quest, who has, as a team in general, they've had a pretty good DPC season so far. 2 series victories, 1 loss. And that 1 loss was also against Gaimin Gladiators in a game 3. So they're really putting Tundra up to the challenge here too. And they will find themselves a techies. Disarm won't save him this time.
That's a +2. Snaking up to 4 intelligence.
Hooray! A start of something beautiful.
Start of something beautiful indeed.
Meanwhile, Seeker's about to finish, has just finished his BKB, my correction. He's got the recipe coming on the courier. And maybe that could be a ticket for Tundra to, you know, go to the next, shift to the next gear.
We'll have to see. The one thing you are worried about, as per usual, is going to be TA2000.
He's on the hunt with Nuke. No stun connection onto Soxa Global. Will force them away.
Okay.
Defensive ult on your pause 4.
Amar. Smoked up. No dagger. It's just coming out in courier now. He's got the Lotus Orb.
33 already scouting out with the birds in front. Gonna be difficult to get there. If they dive under the tower, it's doable. They want them to force under the tower, and Amar goes in, but he never throws in the spear. He's trying to push 9 further away, and finally does get him there, but this might just come at Amar's cost. His life is forfeit. 9 is also dead, but so is Amar. Nice Jackal onto 2. He's going to catch the Bloodseeker. He never gets his BKB off on time. He does, but now it's too late. He's down. Quest will find 2. They will find 3, as 33 will go down for the, not the second time.
For the 33rd time, he goes down.
Big turnaround for Quest.
Over the course of 20 games. But either way, this techies, man, I always underestimate how much damage this hero can do. And it's mainly off the proximity mines. The damage reduction, the magic resistance reduction on top of the Phoenix, it does so much. They didn't even need the focus fire for that. It just feels like Amar, he went in, not the initiation he was looking for, but he salvaged it. Got the spear off, but then techies. With the proximity mines, with the sticky bomb and the blast off, doing tons of damage with the Phoenix as well there.
There goes
and snaking going down too, right? Noob is almost online, and look what item Noob has just picked up. Not even the Atos we've seen. He just won a Manta.
It's the universal meta, right?
I told you, why not Manta on range heroes? Why not? He heard
Why
me.
not? You were literally on point with it, and we're seeing a living example of it. The Manta style for the Wind Ranger. Primal hero, universal hero
Primal
meta. Yeah, let's not go primal.
Let's not leak future patch notes.
Oh, yeah. Be careful.
Now introducing primal heroes.
But that's very big for Quest. They've basically shut down the Timber Saw at this stage. He's died twice with 0 impact in the last few engagements. Now, like I said,
That's what we call the timber saw issue. When that happens, either that never happens and this hero looks insane, and you're like, wow, we should have banned timber, or it does happen, and then the timber just goes back and reassesses what he did to get to the stage of the game. And BKB, I think, is for sure in order here for 9. He didn't want to go this item. He didn't feel like he needed it.
They find a ticket to Roche, which Quest is not going to read on time, so they're close to the twin gate on 2 heroes, but they will not take it, so Aegis going to go in the way. Most
9 will pick this up.
Is this time for Timber Aegis?
Yeah. I think
Timber Aegis. There we go. Moves away the branch to pick it up. So, maybe that's a solution. You know, they're using everything to kill the Timber Saw, now you're going to do it twice.
I think doing it twice is not easy, unless the Timber is secluded from his team. Or his... Yeah, they basically can't be his 5. So Tundra, if they want, they can walk his 5 and take objectives. 33 is playing Visage with a pipe. I think that's what he wants to do anyway. So even though you had a couple deaths there, good recovery from Tundra. And now they're going to do what they need to do. Take some Tormentors, take some Towers.
Barely taking
maybe
any
force them back to the high ground too. We'll see.
Barely taking any damage off of that Tormentor, and Sox to pick up the Shard. We have the recall back online, but for Quest, is there any big items coming up? Morphling already finished the Ags, working towards Scotty. And yeah, Kaori, he's been taking his sweet time building that Scythe of Ice. Not going to get such a super fast timing for it this time, but he's getting closer and closer to it. So this is going to be problematic, at the least, for one of the cores to soak up that Hex.
I'm fine with him still going Hex this game.
He's bringing in 33.
Okay, but that's your Atos stun. That's the best stun you have, by the way. If you're... I mean, Sox is like, who am I bringing in to catch this hero? It's got to be the Visage, you know? He's got the
Hero
Atos.
stun lineup.
It is what it is.
Literally the only hero with control on your team is the Visage. With the bird mini stuns and the Rod of Atos. How do they control Quest in fights without control?
You just run as a death ball. You don't need to control anyone if you just kill the enemy throne.
Just kill.
Just kill. That's it. Don't think, just kill.
Another tier 2 to fall with that Aegis advantage. Quest having to play defensive, and now Tundra considering the high ground push, and they're gonna go for it. 9 in the front. Does get hit by the Morph Universal Drain. Timber just lost 800 HP because of that Axe.
Wait, what does the Universal Drain do now? Oh.
All I saw was losing 40% of stats or something like that. So
okay,
he lost 800 HP.
Gaining 45 strength, 16 agility, and 34 intelligence.
Okay. So that's...
What the... That's actually interesting. I need to keep a better eye on that.
We'll notice probably again. That might be the reason why this Timber Saw is killable.
Oh, you take all 20% of all stats versus universals.
All right.
So 40% in total on top of the 20.
They are considering a turnaround with this mid-tier 2 tower, but Tundra playing it very safe, very carefully. Finally sending 9 into the front so they can finish off yet another objective. There is backdoor protection, but another creep wave walking in right now. Quest waltzing back and forth. Meanwhile, Noob's just pushing a wave. TA2000's farming Ancients, so they will drop this tower. And Tundra, there are no more outer towers to take away, so... Aegis might just be used on a high ground push, but it has to happen in a minute. Maybe they won't.
Okay. I'm very curious to see how we play this as our Morphling. Stealing 40% of Timbersaw's strength is going to make him really squishy. When he wants to feel invulnerable. They're obviously going to wait for the Aegis here, but this Timber becomes more burstable now that you have this Morph Ags online.
Yeah.
Your other choice is you can go on to Skeeter if you want and slow his attack speed down and give you more attack speed. But perhaps going the route of taking Universal Hero might be the correct choice here.
Potentially could be, yeah. Just focusing down at the Timber Saw at least gives you an avenue, but they will go to the high ground. 25 seconds remaining. E2000. That takes away a big portion again from Timber Saw's HP pool.
Yeah, he's at 2.5k HP now.
Yeah. And he has like 3.5, 3.4, something like that without. So that's 1,000 HP lost now.
And that goes to the Morphling too, by the way. So then this morph becomes incredibly tanky, sitting at 2.5k HP, fully morphed down.
Yep, very
and
solid.
all agility.
And there goes another Tormentor for Snaking to pick up this time.
Yeah, he gets like 1,100 HP taken away from 9 by using that and given to himself. Yep. Just a casual... You can look at it as just 1,000 damage nuke. But it's also a sap, too. It gives it to you. That's a pretty good value, I must say. Because he's also getting agility from that, too. Even though Timbersaw's agility is not the greatest. Probably only getting like 20-ish agility. Nothing to write home about. But
Still
that HP
waiting.
is good.
Yeah. Still waiting for either team to push the advantage. It's kind of like Quest doesn't want to go hunting for Tundra. And Tundra just want to push out waves, continue farming. But now we might see a change of pace. Quest stacking up with a 4-man smoke. Noob pushing out the top lane. They've got good vision on the side of Tundra.
And Noob's online too. Gleipnir's online, Manta. This might be a Quest fight to take if they get the angle. They're not here.
They cross the boundary as well. There's no vision anymore for Tundra. They're going to have to live with just 33's birds. And they see the Morphling potentially. And here comes the Caudal out of nowhere. Amar going to find him and 9 at the arena place down. He's going to catch both of them inside of it. Global Silence being used as well. 9 chasing down the Noob Wind Ranger, but they will finish off Soxa, and Timber just TP's home. So that's that. Quest.
Oh, wow. Okay. TA2000 has an Aghanim's too, so he gets that reactive armor Ags. That is huge. For the Timbersaw.
Oh yeah, that
it's reactive armor.
It's a pretty weird one, but it can be very beneficial because it bounces back damage, and also the barrier that you get is just
you're unkillable with it on.
Yeah, you're unkillable with it. Yeah.
So he can just go in with that, get that bonus HP, get that barrier rolling, and you can't touch this Morphling. This is a really good idea by TA2000 here. And off the map, the Phoenix goes.
Classic.
This game's getting kind of excited.
Just smoked up under Vision 33, and Tundra, they know about this, but still can't find an entry point. Still cannot get a fight to happen. So we're, again, just, you know, I don't even know if I'm on my edge of my seat anymore, just taking a very comfortable, cozy position, because neither team is really forcing a fight.
You might be up 7k gold here, but I feel like the tools that Quest have, yeah, it should not matter. I feel like they're trying to rack their brains, much like myself, like, how are they going to counter this Morphling right now? You don't have stuns for the Morph, so stunning him before he gets a Tribute Shift off, not going to happen. If he ever turns into the Timbersaw and gets these reactive armor stacks with the Aghanims, you're also not killing him, so maybe you have to kill Noob. It looks like that might be the route you have to go, but he's got a cheese now.
He does, and the Aegis is also a TA2000, so Morphling can play a bit more risky. Lotus Orb in the front line. Luminate Blast coming through, 9 standing nearby. He's the only one who's not smoked up. The smoke's going to run out from Tundra in just a matter of seconds. They spot 33.
Tundra cooking here.
And, you know, I think this time to, you know, get
oh, they got the hex
on your chair once again, you know. There's no fight.
Yeah, I just got a new chair. I'm quite comfortable right now. Just glad for that as well.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
All right, 9.
I
see him.
Okay, he's all by himself. What can you do? BKB trying to make a run for it, but is it going to be enough? The Aghanim's reactive armor helping. Actually, it's not even his Aghanims. He doesn't even have one. He just got himself a big armor buff. A pipe will keep him up and running. So good opening there from Quest, but just not quite enough.
I guess Quest doesn't have the biggest lockdown as well. Don't know if they got the shackle off there. They got the arena, but I think the shackle may have been missing. But
What
either
about the
way,
blast off? Does the blast off just disjoint when it destroys the trees?
disjoint what? The shackle?
The shackle stun, yeah.
Oh no, I don't think it's like bushwhack. It should still persist. Because Phoenix Egg would also kill all the trees too.
Yeah.
Has been killed.
So Courier smacked with a shield. Oh, that Courier's not going to be coming back up. Unconscious in the base right now.
For now, it's just classic Tundra gameplay. They just don't want to take a fight unless they can find that perfect fight. They're not sniffing it out, so they're just gonna play it slow. Meanwhile, Quest, they're bloodthirsty right now. They want to take any fight that they can be given. They have the Aegis available for 3 more minutes. They got a cheese. And a full Lincoln Sphere has been bought out for the Wind Ranger. Another good item for Universal Heroes with the all attributes. No BKB though. But BKB, kind of an item of the past. Don't need it as much as you did before. But I still think you need it quite most games. But most carry players, this is the reason not to buy it. It's new patch, bro. Don't need a BKB.
And there goes the glyph as well from the side of Tundra, so Quest is able to push. Now we'll have to force Tundra to come all the way back to base if they decide to go for the high ground. Don't think they will, but the path is open. With that tier 2 tower to fall. Tundra just playing super safe right now.
A lot on the line for both these teams right now. If Quest win this, they can tie it up for first place, right? As they would only have 1 loss on all teams. And if Tundra can win this, they can stay in first place here. Desperately need the points to potentially get to TI if they can get a first place finish in the region and do well at the major.
Yeah, that is an interesting dialogue, considering how many points both of these two teams require. Well, not that much for Tundra, but
I think Tundra probably needs a lot too, right?
Yeah, because
they haven't done so hot at the majors.
Quest is sitting at 32 points, so
okay,
they're the unlikelier team to get a direct pass into TI, but I think I've looked at some of the numbers being racked down that there's a chance for it. Amar's going to drop down the arena, catching 33's Visage in it. Global Silence very early, but they're still charging in to head-on meet this Visage and take him down. Even the egg placed down just for extra security. Timber's going to be keeping away, and Tundra will lose a hero, but that's all she wrote.
Yeah, they got the tier 3. They lost the hero, but I think the narrative of the story hasn't really changed much. It's kind of feeling like last game. You might be ahead in gold, and I think Tundra's managing this a bit better than last game when they're in this position where they feel like they can't fight. But that is still what it is. You can't fight into Quest right now. This Morphling is hitting critical mass, continuously building more items. Bloodseeker is not a good 1-to-1 matchup. So they need to find some type of opening.
Well,
maybe Noob's going to potentially give it to them?
It's going to be a great start. You know, they've got full vision on the high ground. That's going to reveal their ward spot, but that's a support down. No global going to be activated either.
What a cocky play by Noob there, actually. This whole team was pushing bot. He cuts across the map where 3 heroes are at. Luckily, Snake King was isolated.
Yeah, surprise element, I guess. You know, like that's going to work like once or twice in a game where Wind Ranger just shows up out of nowhere.
Yeah,
because it hasn't been happening. Yeah. Because it hasn't been happening. It kind of surprises Tundra completely. And that was an Invis rune too, so they thought that they had full control of the triangle. Quest hasn't... Well, they have been playing around this area, so you probably might have suspected that, maybe they have a ward placed down here somewhere.
So the question you're asking yourself if you're Tundra right now is, if we can't fight now, when
can we?
Yeah, it's like, when will we be able to? This Hex timing on 9 has not been used pretty much at all. He's even almost got an overwhelming blink on top of it. So maybe they're going to play around their vision. Maybe this is the win, but they're walking into a creep wave. They see you. Back to your ward you go.
Sox has got a pretty crazy net worth going on for this coddle.
He's recalling his whole team. They're all going to be here soon.
Except for Snaking, who's going for the D ward. Oh, is he going to get caught for it? The neutral item drop. Amar, is he close enough? No, he's going to get recalled back to safety.
This could work. Using this coddle to put your team in kind of these strange locations, and just, he literally recalled his whole team up top.
Tower is under attack.
And now if they can find a jump if someone tries to defend, not knowing that the whole team is up here, could be big. This is how they took the tier 3 tower bottom.
33 in the birds, you know, doing the rat game. Here comes Amar.
Bye-bye birds.
Bye-bye birds indeed. And now the rest of Tundra, they're already back home. 33 is going to be joining them. Do they now smoke up? It looks like they're stacking up for some movement. Does anybody have a smoke? There's one in the backpack off the coddle. No, they're just moving together.
This worries me. I'm checking out 33's quick buy right now, and it kind of shows you where the mind state of Tundra is right now. 33 has a Hand of Midas queued up at 40 minutes into the game. It looks like they want to take this one long. They have no intentions of doing anything but hitting creeps for a long time with that indicator. So
yeah, get yourself
maybe
ready
go
for
get a beverage,
late
boys.
game, you know? Last game was
Get some popcorn.
61, 62 minutes. Yeah, get your popcorn ready. This game might still go for a while. Skitter and 9 finish off the next one, and there we go. Bloodseeker gets a very good shard for himself, so he's now got that pure damage going his way.
It's a good
One
shard.
of the better shards this game, yeah.
You won't complain to see that one. I'd like to see Skeeter maybe hit a hero once or twice in this game. He's currently 1-2-1, which I think was all laning stage.
Yeah. Yeah, the only one taking the bullet this game has been Snaking.
And 9 occasionally.
9 occasionally, yeah. Well, I mean, he hasn't died since the two deaths that he had. The
9
15 Timber Saw kill on the top tower, and then the... well, I don't remember the other. Maybe it was in the bottom fight, but...
He died top twice.
Yeah, I think it was both in top, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Quest is smoked up, Tundra smoked up. Action, action, action. Maybe now? Maybe now we're going to get something.
Is that everyone's wards?
Hype? Under vision?
That's a lot of wards right there.
Up, that is a plenty of wards.
Both teams have full vision here.
They have info. They have info. Somebody is strolling above our minds.
Amar wants to lead with the Scythe of Ice.
Still waiting.
The minefields exploding on everything over here.
They know that they're going for a wraparound, and there's the smoke running out.
Amar, does he go? Yes, he does.
He finds the Timber. The Spear's going to be connecting, and now coming into the rescue for the Timber Saw. Do they have the damage to take down TA2000? Waiting for the BKB to run out first. They've got Noob. Also focus firing 33 in the back lines. Rupture coming out as well. He's going to go get the charge with 9. They're going to do a lot of damage to Amar. They're going to blow TA2000 as well. Look at that. Tundra absolutely annihilates them in a matter of seconds. Waiting for the BKBs to run out. And whoo-hoo! Quest got surprised. And of course the bash from Skitter comes through. It's a team-wide Tundra. They've been waiting for this all game long.
They waited that entire time?
700 damage.
You know what they're waiting for? They're waiting for that level 25 on 9 to get that second chakram. And I don't think TA2000 ended up using the reactive armor that fight. Not at all. The global silence came out. He swapped out of it. Got silenced again. And he just wasn't tanky enough. And they nowhere by any means had the damage to burst that Timber Saw. 9 baited them brilliantly into Tundra's arms there. And that fight just did not go the way that you wanted to if you were Quest. Maybe if the Wind Ranger was there to help burst the Timber as well at the same time, that had some potential, but just didn't work out for them.
Yeah, double chakram. And then the Bloodseeker Shard really doing work there. Able to get themselves some pretty quick kills. And now also the Phoenix forced back. The Hex comes out from the Timber, which will mean this Phoenix doesn't get blown up by the second. And that will allow Tundra to finish off a lane of racks. And suddenly, ooh, look at that graph. Look at that net worth graph. That is, you know, when you're getting ready for the carousel. Well, not the carousel, but, you know, like when you're going down the... I don't even remember what the name is called again.
Is it like a roller coaster?
One of those entertainment park Yeah, roller coaster. Yeah, that's the one. You know, when you're going up and you're waiting for the big slide. That's
like the Tower of Terror. If you've seen
yeah,
that one. It's where it's like a straight drop down. One of those.
Yeah, my English is borked from time to time, but yeah, that's exactly what it is right now on the side of Quest as well. They have been figured out, and 9 with this Timber Saw. This guy, I mean, he's got 514 last hits as well on this Timber. It's pretty farm heavy. And Quest looking for another entry point. Do they have any gems, any vision?
Again, we're gonna try
again. This is the opener, and they might be successful in doing so. They're very close to getting 9 down and trying to make a run for it, but that axe is not gonna save him this time. He was getting some barrier procs there, blocking some of the damage, but it's not enough for him this time.
So we talked about in that previous fight, before they went down the Tower of Terror there, would the Wind Ranger made a difference? And the answer is yes. The Wind Ranger showed up for that one on the initiation to that Timber, and it was just barely enough damage. It seems like they need everything at their disposal to be able to kill this Timber Saw, but they can do it. They just need to make sure Noob is on the same page with these initiations. And also joins him as Soxa. He's on the hunt. He's calling his team in. They're down to Timber Saw, but they still want to fight, it looks like.
They're closing up in a good position here, too. See what they can do here. Also, something that I realized is this Bloodseeker has a almost constant 1500 barrier. That's not a block of cheese. That's something completely different. So this Seeker effectively has almost 5,000 HP, and he has no fear in the world charging onto Amar. It's just the techies in his eyes. Disarmed once again, but slowly taken down to his Death Snaking's going to be falling. Egg coming out as well. Bloodseeker going to get hexed up, and Amar coming in with the charge. They're going to take down one more hero. It's the Aegis blown up from the Bloodseeker, surrounded by Quest, and Quest trying to take down Skitter. Skitter about to fall. BKB's up, tries to fight all the way to the end, but Noob's going to survive just on the edge of his life. And Morphling fighting it out with Amar, but 9 is full HP. Snaking might die. 33 is going to be low on HP as well, but 9 still hunting them down one after the other. Still Cole coming with the heals, but T8 2000, Morphling down. Morphling's going to be falling as well, and Amar still fighting them in the back, and they will finally take down 33. But can they kill off 9? He finishes off Noob, and it's an ultra kill, and it's a Rampage on the air. He will take it. 9 for the Rampage, and Quest only has 1 hero remaining. It's going to be Amar on the run, as Soxa 9 going to be hunting down the final.
Oh, they found him!
Off of Quest, double Rampage in the air. He will take it.
All right. 9 bopped back with 20 seconds left on his death timer. As he got caught there, I was like, this is a risky play. If he dies here, then all of a sudden you got no Timber buyback on top of this, and Quest just walks down mid and takes your throne. But his choice to buy back there got him a double Rampage. Clearly it was the right choice. Controlled the Morphling super well in every single fight. We're gonna have a replay to see exactly what happened there, but I thought after this, I was like, okay, this is taking a while. This could be an issue coming out for Tundra if this fight continues. Once you see this Bloodseeker die here, you're going to see the Morphling just delete him here. And you're like, this could be trouble. 20 seconds left on this Timber Saw. Instantly buys back. This could have been everything. If this Bloodseeker died even a little bit faster, doesn't get that heal off on Amar dying there, could have made the difference here. And you're going to see the Chakras just like spamming the Morph, keeping him low HP, and damn, 9 did so much on this team fight. And now they're just going to take barracks after barracks here. Nothing you can do as Quest is dead during this whole duration.
Yeah, absolutely massive team fight. Going in the way of Tundra, but Quest, they were giving their everything to finish off the big cores, but it still comes down to the hero that just bought himself back into the fight. 9 turning it all around. But as he said, if that Seeker died even a moment earlier, it could have been a completely different fight. Maybe 9 would have been too low that they might have to disengage. Maybe he would even die back on the Timber Saw, but just those small margins, the Bloodseeker getting enough regeneration out, turned the whole fight around. Kept it in Tundra's favor.
And Dota is a game of inches here, and those couple of inches there that you did get from Tundra blew this game wide open, as it is now mega creeps that you have to play against as Quest Esports. Not the most fun thing in the world, but you do have an opening still. This Timbersaw doesn't have buyback. That's something. But you might have to play it a bit slower here and just playing your base. As you can see, Tundra, they don't want anything risky to happen to them. They just gathered up as 5 inside of their base until they get more information on the map.
And Tundra now almost 30,000 gold ahead of Quest. And experience-wise, this Timber getting closer to level 30. Going to be fully amped up, getting that extra chain range, that Timber chain range coming into. Can cross throughout this entire map in just a matter of seconds. And of course, Wind Ranger does get that 25 talent for Focus Fire killing someone, but it really has to pay off. Like, does he just start off killing supports at first and going back and forth a little bit?
They need to kill Skeeter or 9 first. I think their supports right now, they're annoying. And sure, you'd like to kill the Coddle, because he does have a Halberd, he does have a Scythe of Ice, he has a Glimmer Cape, same as Snaking. I mean, Snaking doesn't really have much. He has a Midas, he's gearing up for that late game with the Boots of Bearing. I think you could safely ignore Snaking for now. But I think 9 needs to die. You see how much damage he's doing in these fights. If you don't kill him, he's killing you. He's not just a tanky guy anymore with that double chakram online, with the overwhelming blink. You can't run from him, and he's going to hunt you down if he's not controlled.
Yeah, who's the hitman to take the assassination contract to pick up this Timber Saw in those fights? Do they just have to do it as a team? They were able to blow up that Bloodseeker pretty well with the use of the Mars and the Morphling, Bonk and Adaptive Strike.
I feel like we're starting to see the Wind Ranger kind of fall off a little bit with the item build. I was fine with the Lincolns, but also buying a BKB after the Lincolns, this might be a little too defensive. It feels like they need more damage. Sure, the Wind Ranger as a universal hero for some reason is still doing 300 damage a hit, but it's not enough at this point, and it's got to be more. Maybe get a Daedalus or a Monkey Hebar or something that'll allow you to do some more damage and actually get through these.
Quest gonna find Saksa. Quick reaction coming out from Amar, but the Global Silence is gonna kick in as well. However, the Lotus Orb to purge it away, and they will get Saksa out of action.
Yeah, it's definitely something. I think getting him is good, but unfortunately, you're gonna have to go back. Your mid lane's pushing in, your top lane's pushing in. At some point, I'd like to see someone pick up a Boots of Travel. I guess you have one on Wind Ranger. Maybe bots number 2. It's only 2,000 extra gold. But you need to be able to push out this lane and instantly be with your team and can continuously make plays like this.
And of course, the next Roshan, he's going to be up in 32 seconds. Something that Tundra is going to be playing for, but also Quest has to keep an eye open for.
All right.
Let's see what they can do. Quest, they're trying to keep this wave pushed out. Bottom half of the map is what they want to play, at least for the next 2 minutes, to get closer to that Roche Pit. They're already on their way. However, Morphling is not even nearby, and they're scouting aggressively on the side of Quest. They got to get this Morph here fast. He does not have boots. He does not have TP boots. Slowly, you know, waddling his way towards
He
bottom.
has too many items. He is overshopped a little bit.
There goes 33 speed KB to dive to the courier. And they're going to go
Amar's
for initiation, but Amar's is gone. Global coming out as well, so the rest of them cannot react to this. What the heck happened with Amar? It's just gone.
He's a little impatient.
he's going to
But
be
he's
hating
dead for
himself for
60.
that.
Perhaps.
There goes your
At
Roche.
least he has the Philosopher's Stone.
That is Roche going in the way of Tundra, and again, solidifying their lead in this game. Making sure they're not going to let this one go. Quest running out of options again. You know, fights like that aren't just going to do the trick.
I mean, they have all these items, they don't know who to give to. Bloodseeker has a casual Ags. Is he going to give it to Snaking? Is he going to give it to Soxa? I don't know. He already has an Ags himself. Is he going to sell his Ags to get more money?
He just bought a piece towards the Abyssal Blade. I think the rest are coming on the courier.
Can you just please give that Ags to Snaking?
Snaking's begging for it. Like, okay,
I gave it to
getting
Soxa. Whatever, it's fine. Probably better than Silencer, but who knows.
It's time for the good old Ignis Fatos. Popped into the fights.
I want you to say it exactly that way the moment he uses it in the team fight too.
Yeah, and then just disappears, you know? 54 minutes in, Quest fighting for their lives. They were able to tie up the series in game number 2, but right now, this game 3 is looking very difficult for them to complete the reverse sweep. And it looks like Tundra, they already have their, they've taken away the brooms from Quest. They're about to snap them in half.
Their broom?
Yep, for the reverse sweep.
Oh, I see. I thought that was some Harry Potter reference.
No, we're not talking about crummy wizards.
Yeah. Not a wizard
today.
fan. We've already went over this.
Yeah, we know that here. What is the ticket for Tundra to enter the high ground? Do they want to? Do they have to? I mean, they could play with the advantage of the Aegis in these next 3 minutes, but is it rat play? Or is that a preemptive
Entering the
glyph?
high ground, from what I've seen so far in Dota, there's only been one method that typically works, and that's, as you can see, let's say pink in the top lane, that's Wind Ranger. As she's farming that wave, you smoke up the lane, and then you jump her as she hits the wave, because you have to deal with these creeps of your quest. So if you preemptively know that as Tundra, you can smoke and meet them as 5 at a point where an enemy is farming that wave, and then you can get the jump. That's if you want to go into the high ground, because then you have to fight into buybacks.
Yeah, I mean, you'd want to end the game at some point, but you know, you don't have to. I mean, it's Tundra.
Yeah, I mean, impatience.
Low ground's a nice place to be.
Human impatience. They're waiting for that.
And so
Like if
far
two
it has
teams
been,
of AI played each other, I'm sure this game would just never end.
Yeah, it could be. But that's because the human factor is the big difference maker. And Amar, he's either had some good arenas or he's been way too far away from his team. The Tundra's in the base, and they target Noob, and there we go, the Hex comes out, the Rupture's gonna be there as well. Amar blinking in between for the rescue, Hex coming out as well into the Timber Saw, but they're almost gonna blow up Noob. He's gonna get back to the safety of the fountain with the regeneration. And Quest still holding onto their ground, but 33 already working towards that tier 4 tower. The creeps are coming in as well, destroying effigies as they go. It's a real raiding party inside the base of Quest, but Quest, can they keep them away? They're going to try and take down the Timber Saw, and now he's going to be dropping low. It's going to be the Aegis going down. Skidder is going to be in the middle as well. So with this BKB, still trying to go for the hits onto the Mortal. Morphin going to blow him down, and Skidder's going to go down as well. And Quest is still dropping far more lower than Tundra is right now. They're going to have to force out the buybacks up on 2. Ranamar coming up with the spear as well. They're going to be locking down 9 on the side. And this Timber Saw will be finally taken down. And Noob will cut his free down in half. Morphling still alive for the time being. T2000 controlling, dealing damage, doing as much as he can.
Tundra want to end this.
Gonna be speared up. Timbersaw coming in with the buyback. Look at 9. Takes down Noob, takes down Amar. Through 2 heroes gone, 3 remaining, 33 falling, but TA2000, there's the GG call, and another Rampage for 9 as Tundra double Rampage as well. 2 times, 2 Rampages, but the man's called 9.